Hello everyone, Marga here. Today I'm going to color a new stem from Elizabeth Craft Design, and I showed them to you as I showed the pieces I worked with. I use watercolor paper from Florence. It's 200 grams, and I use the watercolors set from Elizabeth Craft Design. Take it right out of the box because I need it, and I put it here, and then I show you the new stamps from Elizabeth Craft Design. Some of you may have seen them already, but I think I show you again. These are stamps, and on the other side I have the dies that matches the stamps. So this is the CS281 Hello Darling, and these are the dies, and it's 1999 Hello Darling, so they match together. Then the second set is CS282 Cream Sugar. I go look if that's not the, yeah, you can see them. Cream Sugar. These are the stamps, and they have also matching dies, and that is 2000 Cream Sugar. Then CS283 English Countryside 1 stamps, and the matching dies 2001 English Countryside 1. Then the CS284 English Countryside 2. These are the stamps. And the matching dies is 2002 English Countryside 2. Then the last one is CS285 Lord's Light. These are the stamps again. And the matching dies 2003 Lord's Light. So I die cutted them, some of them. I'm not going to color them all, but to show you how they really cut out nice, I cut out more. So I start with a nice lady, and I want to give her a vintage look. I have the set here. Almost. Yes, a palette, and I have some white gouache from Winsor & Newton, because here's no white in it, and I need some white, I think. You can use a regular watercolor brush or a watercolor brush with where you can put in water, but I don't do that. I don't do that ever. I always take the water out of the water cup. Why I use this and most of the time not this? Because the hairs staying longer if I put this out and I put it on. Sometimes the hairs go bent, and I don't like that. So you must very secure put them on. But I'm going to use them both today, so I can show you. I put this off, lay it beside me. Now I want a vintage look, so I think I'm going to work with most of the browns. Only the face I must do different, so I'm going to use the bead for the face, and I'm going to look if that's not too dark. It's too yellow, I think. Maybe I can do a little bit of the pink. And the pink is this one. I don't need much. This is looking better. I always have a kitchen towel in my hand. More pink. This is maybe too much. So I mix the colors. I think I do a little bit white in it. If I can open it. Yes. And I do a little bit of the white here. So. So I downsize it a little bit. Yes, no. I go look. Here in between the hairs. I think this color is a nice color, but I need to have some darker ones for the shade. So I then take the wheat again, darken a little bit up here. The ears. Here a little bit at the nose. Then I clean my brush and I wash it a little bit out to the middle. So I want a little bit more shade here. So, and I want a little bit of blush. I mix a little bit of the red in this part. So you see she has a little bit of a blush. Maybe some, a little bit here also. I hope you can see it. I go look my camera if you can see what I'm doing. And that's not, yes. It looks a little bit lighter in the camera than it is. But for the skin colors you must do a little bit more work, because there's no correct skin color in this set. You can make a skin color, and maybe if I'm finished, I also use my pencils to give it a little bit more a better look. Now I'm going to do her hairs, and her hairs I'm going to do a little bit dark. I always start with skin colors, because if I do the hair first and then the skin, and I touch a little bit of the hair when I'm doing the skin and there's come brown in the skin, then you have a problem. So I always start with the skin colors. I want it a little bit darker, so I'm going to do it straight from the palette. And I don't want it everywhere a little bit darker, but in some places with the curls. Then I slightly wash it out. So you got some light and dark places in this. Yes. And that same color I'm going to use for the, how you say that? How do you say handschoenen in Dutch, in English? I don't know how you call this in English. Because I want a vintage look, I want to make a lot of brown. My bristles are in the way, they make a really annoying noise, and I think you hear that also. That's not what I want. So you see, I make a little bit of shade. I must say it's a long time ago I used this brush, but it works very well. I always use my water brush. But I thought, hey, show it both. So I must not forget to show them the water brush also to you. When you want to pick something up, it's too dark, then you make your brush clean and then you pick it up with a clean brush. And Anja, the designer, did a great job making these new stamps. Yes, I hope you see it. I go look, you can see it. So, and now I think the bow and the head I do the same color also. I don't know if I have enough, but I know which color I used. I hear the children from our neighbor. They are having holiday here. I don't hope you hear them. But it's bad weather here in the Netherlands and children must stay inside. All I must say is they are always inside. When our children were young they were always outside, but children today stay a lot of inside playing with the tablets and the phones, I think. Our son was never inside. He was always playing. And I don't know if you see it, but I always use round movements. I rarely use stripe movements, only if I'm very sure I can. But when you color with stripe movements, sometimes it depends on what you use. You don't get the stripes away. They always stay there. That's very annoying. I try to do always the round movements. Here a little bit darker. So. Now, which color I'm going to use now? I think a little bit of that raw ochre. A bit yellowish. And I do that. Make it dry, and I want a little bit darker, so I do it at the edge where I want it to have it darker, and then I wash it out with a clean brush. See the lighter thing in here? Now I want it darker at the bottom. Clean my brush and wash it out. So you see everywhere some shadow. I shall do this one, or shall I do the outside of the umbrella? Yeah, yes, that's maybe a good idea. The outside of the umbrella. I did a little bit out of the line, so I fix it to make my brush clean. I don't want that. And I take it up. So. Take a little bit of the darker. I always start at the same place where I want to have it a little bit darker. I want it darker at the bottom. So. Make my brush clean. And make this bottom also a little bit darker. So. And coloring is, you must have patience. Some people want to make 5 cards in an hour. That's not possible if you are going to color. But I don't mind that because I like coloring. I can do that the whole week. For years I did that, only coloring, and then I had a big stash on my desk and I did not make anything with it. So that's a pity, so I stopped with that. So you see, the umbrella is looking very nice with shade in it. Now I'm going to use another brown color, and that's this one. And maybe I must take now the other brush so you can see it. So I clean this one. And I take my watercolor brush. Oh, it's not wet enough. It's not wet enough. Don't know what it has today with the watercolor. Now it's working. I must say, it doesn't do what I want it to do. Most of the time it's wet from the last time I used it, but now it's not working like I would that it works. Maybe I needed a little patience. When I'm coloring, I'm so concentrating on coloring that I forget to talk. That's why it's maybe better than that I do it not in a live. Or maybe I must do it in a live, because then you give me a reason to say something. So, the other side. too light, so I take a little bit more. I'm making this goal for the life for a little bit craft design, so I work this the other way. So first of all I do that video, and then you can look at this video, because I want to use this one in the video. But I thought maybe if I get questions I can say there's another video coming with that girl, coloring with that girl. That makes sense. So you see, now I made the shade get a little bit darker. And it's the same color, still the same color. This color was the burnt umber. Like this. This is not smooth enough, but you can go over it when you don't like it, yes. And maybe I want some darker spots here also. If I have too much, I clean it on my kitchen towel. Maybe a little bit darker. I want it a little bit darker, so I go straight to that palette. I think I'm putting my hair in the camera. Don't know for sure, but I was going to take a look a little bit closer, and then I thought, oh, my hair is staying in the camera. That was not necessary. Normally I work closer to my work. Now it's a little bit at a distance. Let's take a little bit more of the dark one. And clean it. in it. So. This looks better, I think. Maybe I must do this here also. And then the other side also. You see, both works, as well the water brush as the aquarelle brush. I can use this also for the prompts we have. The prompts is vintage now, so I can also make a vintage card. Now, a little bit in the corner here because closer to her head, so it's a little bit darker. I think this side may also be a little bit darker. And I think at this point, now, yeah, it may be a little bit darker. Now I will look in the camera. Now the umbrella is almost ready, only I want to have the roll ochre here in the handle of the umbrella. So I have it on my palette still, so now I can do it in straight lines. I don't have to worry about do it in round movements. I must make it a little bit more wet. Got it dried out already. But that's not a problem on your palette. If you touch it with water, it reacts again. So I want it a little bit darker. So I go straight to the palette, and then here a little bit. So, and now clean my brush, and I'm going to take the red brown, the rust, for the rest. I need a lot, so I do a lot of on my palette. And I start here. I think I have a hair on my brush. And the bigger parts are always a little bit difficult, more difficult than the rest, the smaller parts. But I first do it all in light, so not too dark. You see, I wash it out till the bottom of the dress. Do all the parts first. Then it can dry a little bit when I go over it. So, do I have it all? Yes. Then I want some shadow here in the neck. And a little bit here. It's not enough, so I take a little bit more. The bigger parts are difficult because you get most of the time stripes, but the smaller parts are difficult because the shadow is making it full if you not take care of it. And I want to have lighter parts and darker parts in it. I hope you can see it, how I worked with the darker and the lighter parts. Where the dots are and where the stripes are, I I love to have it a little bit darker, and here with a fold. And if I have too much, I put it off on my kitchen towel and then I go back. Here in the middle, maybe a little bit darker, so. Also here. I wanted some darker here. Now I'm coloring really fast. I think you say now fast. It is almost an hour, I think, but this is fast. And it's further away from me, so it's a little bit more difficult. Let's try. And here it must be a little bit darker because the, how do you say that? Her arm is for her body, so it gives a little bit darker shade. I hope you understand what I'm saying. And here also, her hands are for her body, so also here it's a little bit darker. But I want in the middle a little bit lighter, so you must not go too far. So. Then here is almost everything dark. Now here under her arm also it is darker. And I want folds. I don't know how to say that in English. Also dark, so I'm gonna make them really dark. And then I'm going to look at the dress, and I don't like it here. I want it a little bit darker. And here also. I think I must take new paint on my palette. So, clean my brush. It's too wet. This is more than what I want. It was too light. I don't want sharp lines, so that's why I go over it with a clean brush. And the round movements. So that's a little bit better. Oh, I see, I missed something. But that's no problem. I missed this part. That made it a little bit darker. So, here also. I think I had to do the bow with this color. Maybe I can do this part because that is a lighter part over with this color. I go try it. I think that looks nicer. And I think it works, because it was not a dark. See that? Then the color comes back in the head. Yes, and I missed this one, I see. Now I'm going to look if I'm satisfied. Yes, only the blush in her face may a little bit more. I need more blush. No, that's not dark enough. Come on. What did I take another color? A little bit of the vermilion. It's too much, but I wash it out a little bit. think it's better. I think it's better. A little bit at the top here, the red. And here under her head. But be careful that you don't touch the brown, because then you have a problem. Yes. Now I don't know how long I'm busy already. Okay. But you can also, if you have some pencils, I take mine. I have here my Faber-Castell Polychromos, but you can use all kinds of rocks and all base pencils. And if you think it's not dark enough, but you must try, if you have a little bit the same color, you can also do a little bit with the pencil. Darken it up. This doesn't need it, but I wanted to show you, if you have a problem with that, you can use always your pencils. Look, if I have a red brownish one. Yes, this is a good one, but has no, I must sharpen it a little bit. You must always look if it is dry. Now let me see. Here I want some more. Here, yes, a little bit. I like to combine my pencils with my other coloring mediums. Especially in the corners, and you want the shade a little bit darker. I hope I'm in the camera. So I think you do understand what I mean. If you have a problem with it's too dark, you can also use a white pencil and go slightly over that part that you want a little bit lighter. Just a little bit, not too much. That's it. I think I can do it here a little bit. So you can correct it with your pencils if you want. I don't know if you see it in the video because it's not much, but and this I do also with round movements. Here I want a little bit more white. I think that's enough. So now this is finished, and I'm going to work with it on the in the Lisbeth Craft Design live first, and then I throw this video on my channel. I thank you for watching, and maybe I'll see you again. Thumbs up please if you liked my video, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I like it very much. Thank you. Bye bye.